Okay, so if you haven't already, you have to walk around the restaurant and start looking at things and stuff that you can be saving. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this week we'll be talking about how to save cost. Okay, so there are two things you need to look at. The first one, you have to look at your expense sheets and actually start to see if there are ways for you to cut costs. Like RMark, for example, I've been using them before pandemic started for multiple things like bathroom services, the floor mats, bunch of towels more than I need right now. So I asked them for the minimum service they would be able to provide. Granted, if you're actually able to wash your own racks, you should go ahead and do that. Now, I know I won't be able to, so therefore I asked for their minimum service that they'll be providing. They are willing to provide 25 towels for the minimum service requirement once a week or once of every 2 weeks. So that was I'm going for. Once you have requested for the minimum service, please make sure to check to make sure that they don't overcharge you still, because it's what we're also dealing as of moment right now. But that's okay. As long as you check it, they will work with you to make sure the statement is up to what you needing to pay only for this kind of time. Another thing that I have cut the cost down is also Buzzee Booth. So for Buzzee Booth, it is a service that they're providing the photo booth for customers to take pictures and share on the social media. That way, it helps us advertise our restaurant as well, because every pictures they take, there's our logo on it. Now, there's no one coming inside the restaurant right now, so there obviously is no point, and it costs me $300 a month. Then there you go, that's gotta go as well. What about your cable? If right now you haven't cut down the service for a cable yet, that's another thing that you really need to get to do that right now, because obviously no one is watching any shows or any games inside the restaurant unless you're able to provide the game shows out in the patio area. Then that is a phenomenal idea. Where I'm from, they don't want us to create any sort of events at all to create a high gathering idea. Therefore, they don't want us to do any sort of that. So for me, that has to go. What about your phone bill and your internet? What we have done for us is that we lower our internet service down to just bare minimum to be able to run the POS system and our computer. So currently right now we're paying the internet only $30 a month, and that helps us tremendously. For the phone line, you also don't need a long distance phone call for a flat rate. You'll be okay to pay a little bit more every time you have to actually call customers outside the area code, which you probably finding yourself not really having to do that. Okay, now move on to number 2. You have to actually physically walk around and check all of your lingered inventory and move them, because you know what? Those are probably what you have already paid already. Therefore, you're basically not going to hurt your cash flow having to sell these items. These items are actually going to help you sustain your income during this time. Such as if you have a liquor license, right? You probably have the same problem as we've been having during the beginning, was that we weren't able to sell a lot of beer to go. Now, as soon as the patio was open, we run the beer tower special right away to get rid of all the beers that we got. And our beer tower is 96 ounce, and we sell them for low profit. But what you gain out of that is that first, you already paid for the beer. You're getting rid of your inventories. You're still somewhat making some money off of it. You're also making customers stay at your patio for quite a long period of time, because our beer tower is worth 6 pints. And it is quite of an attraction, actually. Once the first group of people are drinking of a beer tower. There are other people who are always trying to join in. Other people want to come in and do the same thing. So it creates quite a lot of attraction for our patio area. And after that, we sold our beer pretty quick, and we're able to rotate to the kind of beer that we would like to sell, and without any problem of having to spend that much more money at all. What about your liquors? For those of you who have liquor licenses, if you look up on the shelf, you know that for the bar, we always have to stock up, and probably just like me, we have way too many. We look up and we see thousands of dollars worth of alcohol. So what you can do is go ahead and run some sort of special as well. Because again, for the cocktails, you don't require a lot of labors to do them. Like in, you know, if you were to make the cooks cook 100 more dishes versus the cooks cook 50 dishes, and then the 50 items go to the beverages for front of house. The bartenders tend to push out the drinks a lot quicker than the cooks are able to do so. Therefore, running the specials on your liquor inventories help tremendously. Because again, I bet if all of you guys who have liquor licenses, those probably what seems to be the most expensive inventories you have sitting around in the store. Okay, now move on to the kitchen part. I want you to go and walk to your freezer, check your freezer inventories, check your dry supplies inventory, and see if there are things that you also need to be selling to get rid of, to make more room, and eventually able to shrink down the menu to sell only medium to high selling ticket items only. Because again, you already paid for those inventories. I hope this video helps some of you guys figuring out how to save some costs that maybe you have already thought of and have not thought of. And what about you guys? Any suggestion on the things that I may have missed? Go ahead and make a comment below, and please subscribe to my channel. And next week, hopefully I'll be seeing you guys soon.